Make yourself a better guitar player with Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. This is a fingerstyle guitar song. You're going to have your thumb responsible basically for the three thickest strings. Your pointer finger responsible to pluck the G string, middle finger B string, ring finger high E string. So when you're bouncing around, you're doing different things. You might play them at the same time, all that type of thing. But the main idea with the technique on fingerstyle guitar is that you want your thumb out front. You want to think of having a pencil line here where your thumb's kind of out front of the other ones. If you start doing it like this, it doesn't roll off the strings right, and you get bad tone, stuff like that. So I won't go into that much in this here, but I want to look at the chords of the left hand for this. This guy starts on a hammer-on from 0 to 2 on the fat E string, and then you hit the A string. The A string is the landing spot for beat number 1. Once you're on A, you're going to do a hammer-on from 2 to 3. I take that back. You got to hit a note before you hit the hammer-on. Then you're going to go up to the E chord, but a G sharp in the bass of that chord. Now, G sharp is already a note that is inside of an E chord, but when you use anything other than the E note to be the bassiest note of the E chord, you're going to write it with a slash in it. So when you see this written in sheet music, it's going to say the letter E, and there's going to be a slash, and it's going to say G sharp, because they're going to assume if it's just E, that E is the lowest pitch you're playing. In this case, G sharp is the lowest pitch. So even though G sharp, again, is part of the E major chord, because it's in the bass, it's unusual, and you got to notate that. So this is a common thing to do. I mean, you slide this back 2 spaces, and it's the D chord with the F sharp in the bass. The way I describe this a lot is when you look at a D chord, you have the 2nd fret of the skinny string. Well, the skinny string is an E string, and so is the big fat string. That's an E string. So you're just taking that F sharp that would normally be on the skinny string and moving it to the fat string. So sometimes people do it like this. In this song, you want it like this because of how it's going to roll from chord to chord. So you do have both of these, the E with the G sharp in the bass and the D with the F sharp in the bass as part of this song. You'll also do ones where there's the 2 and 2 here with the F sharp in the bass, creating like an F sharp minor sound, and then an E major sound. So there's all sorts of little chord and intricacies in this song. So it would go for a long time to try to describe every nuance of this one, but I think the takeaways are the finger style, how you hold your hand there, and these chords that have different notes in the bass. Let me know your thoughts, and be sure to like and subscribe.